You keep thinking about them, don't you? No matter how much time has passed, their name keeps resurfacing in your spirit. Their voice, their presence, the moments you shared, it's as if something deep within you refuses to let go. You've prayed about it, tried to move on, but the tug in your heart remains. And now, you're here, wondering, could this be God? Could He be speaking to you through these relentless thoughts? My beloved, listen closely. This is not just in your head. This is divine. This is the whisper of heaven aligning your spirit with my plan. What I have joined together, no force on earth can separate. Though the enemy may have sown confusion, though circumstances may have forced distance, my will prevails. I am the God of restoration. I am the God who completes what I have begun. What you feel is not a longing born of mere nostalgia. It is the stirring of my purpose. I place them in your heart because they were never meant to leave. Their presence in your thoughts is not accidental. It is a sign that I am moving. It is a sign that the story is not over. Remember my word in Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. I am not a God of confusion. If I have planted this desire in your heart, it is because I am working behind the scenes to bring divine alignment. You may not see it now, but I am orchestrating every detail. I am softening hearts, breaking chains, opening doors that no man can shut. The waiting has been painful. The questions, the doubt, the tears you have cried in the secret place, I have seen them all. Every whispered prayer, every sleepless night, every moment of surrender, I have held close to my heart. My child, do not be discouraged. Do not fear. The enemy has tried to convince you that this is just your imagination, that you are foolish for believing, but I am confirming to you today. It is me. It has always been me. Just as I restored Job's fortunes, just as I reunited Joseph with his family, just as I breathed life into dry bones and called Lazarus out of the grave, I am about to do a new thing in your life. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19. This is not the end of the story. You have been in a season of testing, a season of refinement, a season where I have been working on both of you separately, so that when I bring you back together, you will be stronger, wiser, and prepared for the blessing that awaits. Receive this word today. Divine restoration is coming. The reconciliation you have prayed for is on the horizon. I am making a way in the wilderness. I am causing all things to work together for your good. You don't have to force it. You don't have to strive. Just trust me. Be still and know that I am God. When the appointed time comes, I will do it swiftly. Doors will open, barriers will fall, and what seemed impossible will become your testimony. So, prepare your heart. Walk in faith. Stay in my presence. Because very soon, my hand will move in a way that will leave no doubt. I was always working, I was always speaking, and I was always leading you back to what I ordained from the beginning. Sometimes God's confirmation comes with a test of patience. He may show you glimpses of His plan, but ask you to wait for His timing. This is where faith comes in. Can you trust God even when you don't have all the answers yet? Can you surrender your need for control and allow Him to guide your steps? The waiting can be hard, but it's often in the waiting that God does His most profound work in our hearts. You might be wondering, why does this person consume so much of my thoughts? It's because God often prepares our hearts before He reveals the full picture. If this is His plan, He's not just preparing you for them, He's also preparing them for you. Every thought, every prayer, every moment of surrender is shaping you into the person you're called to be for this potential relationship. But remember, God's plans always lead to wholeness, not desperation. If thinking about this person is pulling you away from God, creating anxiety, or causing you to compromise your values, that's a red flag. God will never ask you to sacrifice your relationship with Him for the sake of another person. True confirmation will draw you closer to Him, not further away. As you continue to think about this person, don't stop seeking God. Pour out your heart to Him. Ask Him for wisdom and discernment, and then listen. Listen for the still, small voice that speaks truth. Listen for the peace that surpasses understanding. And don't be afraid to let go if God shows you that this isn't His will. Sometimes the thoughts persist, not because they're from God, but because He's teaching us to let go of what we think we want so He can give us what we truly need.
Keep your heart open and your spirit expectant, because what God is about to do will exceed your imagination. Ephesians 3:20 reminds us that He is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power at work within us. This isn't just about your plans. This is about God's divine orchestration. Even in this moment, God is working behind the scenes. Your kingdom spouse may be receiving dreams, revelations, or confirmations from the Lord. They may suddenly feel an undeniable pull toward obedience and stepping into the role God has called them to in your life. It's a divine setup, orchestrated by the one who holds all things together. I want to encourage you to step into your role as well. Prepare yourself spiritually, emotionally, and even physically for what's coming. This is a time of alignment. God wants you to walk into this season whole, healed, and confident in His love. Continue seeking Him first, and everything else will fall into place. Remember, God's blessings come with peace. You won't have to strive or manipulate to make this happen. When the moment comes, it will flow naturally because it is God ordained. You'll recognize it by the fruit of peace, joy, and mutual alignment in purpose. Trust His leading. I sense that some of you need to hear this. Stop doubting that you're worthy of this blessing. The enemy has tried to make you feel inadequate or unworthy, but those are lies. God has chosen you. You are loved, cherished, and precious in His sight. He delights in fulfilling His promises to you. Your past doesn't disqualify you. It's been part of the process to prepare you for this moment. This is your time. The prayers you've prayed in private are about to bear fruit in public. The dreams you've held close to your heart are about to manifest. Your testimony will be one of faith rewarded, and it will inspire others to trust God in their own waiting seasons. As you step into this next phase, remember to keep God at the center. A kingdom relationship thrives when both partners are fully surrendered to His will.